Hey, hi. So in this video, I'm going to just continue working on this website I was working on the other day, the one that I was doing these flip boxes. And so now what I'm going to do is make it responsive. I'm going to set that up here. And the tool that I use while I'm working on a website and trying to see how it's going to look in all the different screens. I mean, I only have one phone, and I don't have an iPad or anything like that. So I don't have the option of testing it out on my own. But I did find a tool that works really well, and it's called Responsively app. And I can mimic iPhone X, I can mimic iPhone 6, 7, and 8, the Moto G4, and I can add and subtract these as I want. So this is the first Flipbox section with the Sistema Crear that I got. So this is already done. So this down here, it needs to be worked on. So you can see how this looks here. This is not going to work. This is the mimicking an iPad Pro 1024 by 1366, and you can turn it on the side here like that so you can get a good view. And I found this thing to be quite accurate. When I work here and then I get on the phone with other people and they're either on their iPad or a different computer, PC, Mac, whatever it is, it's really very, very accurate. So I feel confident using this tool. So this is the MacBook Pro 15. This is MacBook Pro 16-inch, and this one is a laptop with I don't even know what it is, but whatever. I throw it on there anyway. And there's a couple of others here, like the Microsoft Lumia 550. Never heard of it, but anyway, I got it. I leave it on there just in case. And now these are like giant screens. I was working on this one job a couple of years ago now, and their client had a ridiculously sized screen, and I didn't have anything to mimic it at that time. So it was like me working on my end, calling them up and say, "How's it look now?" Call me back and say, "Not good, not good." Anyway, so that just really just extended the time on that job way more than it really needed to be. If I had had this tool at that time, would have been much better. So this is a 4K display, 3,840 pixels wide. And I think there's even a 5K that I could throw on here, but I just don't bother with that anymore. All right. So anyway, so let's jump into this. So let's get in here, and we're going to do edit with Oxygen. I got to scroll up because right now this menu is a sticky menu, and the Z value is very, excuse me, is very high. So high, in fact, that it goes in front of the admin bar, the WordPress admin bar up here. So you can see it underneath there because there's a slight transparency. But in order to use it, I got to be up here and click it. Minor inconvenience, but that's what it is. All right, let me move this image over here, and we'll get right into this. Shouldn't take very long, but you never know. There's always something that pops up. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's just open up the structure panel right away, get that into view, and get that at 81%. Okay, so here we are. So this one is done. This is the one that needs to get done. All right, so I am in the recent projects section. And in here, we got the heading. And then this div right here is just the divider. So let me type that in there. And this is our wrapper for our flip boxes. And let me call this box. And there we go. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we got here. I want to make sure that I'm not working in the class, that I'm working on the ID. Sometimes I stumble over my words. So let's take a look and see where we're going to change this. All right, so that right there is already getting a little tight. And I'm using the repeater and the grid layout for the repeater, and I got it at 4 columns here. So I think I'm going to drop down to 2 right away. Just want to give it a little extra room. A little more is better than a little less. And let's go ahead and save that. And now the image here, usually I don't worry about that because the repeater, when you're working on the repeater, it's just this first div that is going to be accurate a lot of times these things get displayed in ways that just don't carry over. So you see we got we got a image cut off here, but not on here. So let's go over here and refresh this and see what we're working with. Okay, so you can see here the image is not getting cut off. So this is probably more accurate sizing right here. Not getting cut off, but it is getting cut off here on the iPad Pro. So I'm going to go ahead and address that anyway, and just to cover all of our bases. So that hasn't taken effect yet either. All right, so good way to do that. Let's get into our image, our front, see what we're dealing with in classes here. So I like to go through and see what's being changed. So we got size and spacing. That's the card width. Okay, so now let's look at the image. No class associated with that. Size and spacing. Height 40 rem. Max width 100%. All right, let's see if I come down here. What if I did this? And a lot of times I just kind of got to play around and doing 100% here. Let's do max width down here, 100%. Save that. And let's see what that did over here, if anything. So this little icon up here is indicating that it's still loading. And that looks good there. That looks good there. So that seems to be all that needed to get done. Okay. And none of these images are getting stretched. So we're good there. And the reason why they're not getting stretched is because of the little bit of CSS I dropped in over here. Object fit cover, and then object position 50-50. And object position 50-50, just make sure that the center of the image is in the center of the div itself or the container. Object fit cover. So when you do it that way, part of the image is going to get cut off. So that's kind of like the trade-off. So part of the image is going to get cut off, but the trade-off is that you're never going to have a situation where the image is getting squished, or the image is not fitting in the div and covering all of the. And that's why they call it cover. So it's not covering the entire area. So it's a bit of a trade-off there, and in this case, it works fine. I mean, we're talking about pictures of houses, so if it gets cut off, it's going to be fine. I mean, if it was a portrait. If it was like a whole gallery of portraits, then it might be a different issue, and would have to then go in and make sure that the images are all cropped and sized properly before they're imported. But in this case, it doesn't matter. All right, so we got that done already. So that was real quick. Let's go down here, and I'm okay with that, I think. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. That's all fitting in there okay. And now we're going to come down here, and this is definitely going to have to get to one column. So we'll go back to grid, enable grid, and that looks like it's going to be okay. So, sometimes it goes that easy, and that's wonderful. Sometimes problems crop up that you got to take care of, but in this case, I'm okay with this. Let's see something here. Let's go over here. Check this out. See our mobile. So iPhone 10, looking good, looking good. Whatever this is, the 6, 7, and 8, looking good. The Moto G4, looking good. Well, there you go. Sometimes it is just that easy. And that's good. So we're good for to go on that. There's something here that I like to do sometimes. I'm not sure it's going to matter in this case because we're never going to see them all together like this. But I don't like this button popping up like that. I would like it all to be down at the bottom. And there is a way to do that. Let's see. I'm going here. We're going to go to the wrapper div, the parent div. And we're going to go to layout, and it is flex, so we're already good there. So we're going to come over here to the last element before the button, and we're going to go into the ID, layout, Scroll down to the bottom, see where it says Flex Grow. If I put a 1 in there, now you see how all of these buttons are now going to be level. Okay, and that's what I want. That's what I like. Let me come over here again and let me see what I got going on with padding. Padding bottom 2. Let's see what it looks like with 3. Yeah, that's a little bit better. All right. What if I could do a 3 and make it even all the way around? Nope, I don't like that. Let's go back to 2. That's not going to matter so much. All right, I'm good with that. All right, we're done. Responsive flip boxes for the recent projects is done. So we're good to go with that. So that was a nice quick video. No problems cropped up on this one. Pretty straightforward. And that's it. So responsive elements in Oxygen. Thank you very much.